I'm Mike Mancuso. I moved to Austin 5 years ago to pursue my dream as a musician, but it hasn't been all that easy. My band's called Steady Legend. We've been playing in Austin since 2011. Every member of my band, which is like a brother and sister to me, we slave over our music to make it exactly how we want, to earn every fan we get, and then we go out to a show and we make $100. I have 7 people in my band. $100 is nothing. It's like, what's the point anymore? You can't make a living doing it. The internet has completely changed the perception of music these days, because you can download a song online for $1, you can get a subscription to a streaming service like Spotify, and listen to an endless supply of music for free, basically. Our talent and our money to buy equipment and lessons, you pay for that when you see a musician play, when you see a band play. You don't think about that when you're standing at the door and you scoff at $5 covers to see a local band, but that's what we put into it. Everyone loves music. Thousands of people come to see South by Southwest, Austin City Limits. They come to the live music capital of the world, and they don't understand how much work goes into these things. I have a full-time job working for the state government. Although I'd love to be a full-time musician, it's just not feasible, especially in a town like Austin where rent just keeps going up every year. I've lived in Austin for 5 years. I've lived in 4 different houses. The first house I lived in was a rundown old house. It was infested with roaches, the plumbing didn't work, but it was dirt cheap. And then after that, I moved into a slightly nicer place. I lived there for 3 years, but the house was sold out from under me. The owner sold it to an investor to renovate it. And that's the Austin life nowadays. The houses get flipped and they're sold for a higher price, mostly to people from out of town. And then I moved into another house after that, and it was on a busy street in a not so desirable neighborhood. And I got really lucky with this house because it's owned by a local musician. He's a DJ renting out his grandmother's house. And this is the kind of people that are helping. You got to stay within the community, and that's the only people left that really care about this kind of stuff. So housing is getting out of our control. If you want to keep the music scene, you have to keep housing affordable, because we're not the ones that can afford to pay $2,000 for a 1-bedroom condo downtown. We can afford to live with 4 roommates in a rundown old house. With housing prices the way they are, local musicians are going to start to leave. I know I've thought about it. I've thought about moving many times when I see how much rent has gone up in just the last 5 years. Musicians need to be supported by the local scene, by people who appreciate this stuff, because if you don't, it's not going to be there anymore.